You know that death row off the moon and my speakers go boom, boom, boom.
Rap star Tupac Shakur died last night after a brief life in a rough business. He was 25.
He was 25 years old. Shakur was shot 4 times after leaving the Mike Tyson boxing match in Las Vegas in a car driven by Marion Suge Knight, the head of his label, Death Row Records. The shots were fired from a Cadillac that drove up alongside Knight's BMW, but police still have no leads on a suspect or motive. Tupac had been on a respirator in the hospital and had 1 lung removed. He had one of his lungs removed. Shakur's mother, Afeni, featured in his Dear Mama video, and other family members kept a vigil at his hospital room in the intensive care unit of University Medical Center in Las Vegas. Early in the week, doctors rated Tupac's chances of survival at 1 in 5, then said his chances had improved on Tuesday, then on Thursday declined to speculate on his prognosis at all.
Tupac Shakur.
Tupac Shakur.
Tupac Shakur.
Tupac.
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 Tupac. It's Tupac.
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 And Tupac.
Tupac.
Tupac. Tupac.
Tupac.
Tupac.
Because Tupac.
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 How many Tupac is it?
Tupac.
Tupac. Tupac.
Yeah, Tupac.
Tupac is a genius.
That's Tupac.
And it made me grow a lot of respect for Tupac.
You know, there was only one Tupac.
One day at a time. Damn.
I saw Pac 20 minutes before he got shot. I saw Pac in Vegas, about to get into the car. He's coming out the hotel. And we walked off, and we got in the cab, and they got into Bentleys and all that other stuff. And, you know, we went on to another party, and 20 minutes later, we heard Pac got shot.
I was at Warren G's house. In the living room. I think we was playing a video game. And we kept getting a whole bunch of calls and pages. Somebody told us to turn on the news, and we turned the news on, and we seen the little shit.
I remember calling Afeni and saying, "Faye, do I need to get on a plane right now?" She said, "Jada, he's gonna be okay. You get here when you can."
I drove down there to the hospital because I wanted to see my nigga, you know what I'm saying, make sure he was straight. I'm thinking that he was gonna make it.
It was Pac. He'd been shot before. Fine.
Our first reaction was, again? You know what I mean? And then he was like, oh, he gonna be all right, because, you know, this is after he got shot 5 times.
He was like a cat with like 9 lives.
I had went to see him when he was still alive. And I said a little prayer to him in his head and held his hand and whispered at him, you know, said my piece with him. You know, he didn't have no consciousness, but I felt like my spirit and his spirit connected, and I felt like he got it. When I heard that Tupac died, I was cooking in a restaurant. It was a sports bar, so there was a big TV screen, and we all just kind of watched it, just like, you know, just dazed.
My mother knocks on the hotel door. Will opens the door. Soon as I see her face, I knew he was gone.
I cried like my mother cried when Marvin Gaye died.
A lot of people that worked at the job that I worked at didn't understand Tupac or didn't understand the music, so we're looking at us like, what's wrong? What's the big deal? Get over it. And it's like, nah, this is a really fucked up day. For the longest, I think anybody who has something to do with hip-hop and loved the music there was a sense of mourning for a long time.
He was on that award show. Tribe had got the award for Best Hip Hop Group of the Year. I don't know if Pac's people at the time knew that Tribe was still getting their award and doing their acceptance speech, but he pressed play while they was doing their acceptance speech. So it looked like Pac just went out there and started performing on some fuck the award shit. I'm just gonna do my shit on top of them niggas, whatever. So it looked crazy from the front because it was like, These niggas is in the middle of their acceptance speech, and then your shit just come on, and you just come out there and bogart they shit, and it just looked like a crazy disrespect to Tribe. So the beef started immediately.
Because if y'all know, Pac was locked up, right?
Yeah.
When Pac came home, this how 100 Death Row kept it with him. When Pac came home, whatever material Dog Pound had, Dre had, Snoop had, any of them had, they gave to Pac so he could do his album. So that's why when you listen to the album, California Love was supposed to be on Dre's album.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The one that I'm on with
Red.
Corrupt and Red, and that's supposed to be for the Dog Pound album. And Rage was in the spot that Pac was in. And Deck was on the record also.
I didn't know how big he was going to be, but you could feel it. You know, some people just have that thing, and Tupac had that unexplainable thing. Loved him. Great, genuine person, charismatic, super talented, loyal, you know, down to earth, grounded. You know, Pac had that thing where he was sort of a troubled soul in a sense. You know, he was carrying something, and I think the timing of when we all sort of came into the public eye and where the culture was in terms of hip hop culture was at that point, you know, it was in flux of being this movement into multi-billion-dollar business, and he was sort of at the front of that. So it was a lot of pressure and a lot of personal demons that I think he was fighting.
We did a lot of stuff with Tupac, you know what I'm saying? Even before I actually got with the Far Side, Tupac was good friends with a friend of mine, like mother to mother. His mother, Afeni, and my homeboy, Kari, his mother, Karen, they were in the Panthers together, so I would see, you know, Pac quite a bit also.
A moment that changed hip-hop will be the death of Pac. Because it seemed like after Pac died, it was, me personally, I'm going to say it's like Bruce Lee. When Bruce Lee died, it's like it was a whole bunch of imitators. And it's like with Pac, you've seen a whole bunch of people trying to be Pac, or, I think that just changed hip hop because, really before then it was more, who are you? You know what I mean, originality. And then I think after that, it kind of changed a little bit.
Tupac was going to come in, lay some lyrics down on a beat that we made, and we were going to ship it off to Vegas so that way they can play it during the fight. Comes out the limo, walks in the door, says, "What's up?" Walks right into the room, started playing the beat, said turn it up, cranked it up for him, let him feel it. He listened down about 3 times. Had everything, pad and paper in his hand, was the whole time he listened, just writing. Less than 20 minutes from the time the man walked into the door to the time he walked out of that room, 20 minutes.
I was more shocked than anything, you know what I'm saying? But I wasn't more shocked of him dying. I was more shocked to him. Pac is a strong dude, yo. I know Duke, you know what I'm saying? Right. He real strong. So when they was like, he got shot, I was just more like, again? You know what I'm saying? He always getting shot or shot at. He gonna pull through this one again, make a few records about it, and it's gonna be over, you know what I'm saying? But when he died, I was just like, whoa. You know what I'm saying? It kind of took me by I mean, even though we was going through our drama, I would never wish death on nobody, you know what I'm saying? Because ain't no coming back from that. So it kind of turned me down a little bit. But at the same time, you know, you got to move on. You know, I felt for his moms, for his family or whatever, but, you know, things got to move on, you know?
What do you think you're most known for? Your acting, your music, or the controversy that surrounds you?
My big mouth. My big mouth. I got a big mouth. Can't help it. I talk from my heart. I'm real. You know what I'm saying? Whatever comes, comes. But my controversy probably. And it's not my fault. I'm trying to find my way in the world. You know, I'm trying to be somebody instead of just make money off everybody. You know what I'm saying? And so I go down paths that haven't been traveled before, and I usually mess up. But I learn, you know what I'm saying? I come back stronger. You know, I'm not talking ignorant, you know what I'm saying? So I obviously put thought into what I do. So I think my mouth, my controversy. I have not been out of the papers since I joined Digital Underground. I've been in all, you know what I'm saying? It's never, my name has not been not uttered, you know what I'm saying? And that's good for me because I don't want to be forgotten. And if I'm forgotten, then that means I'm comfortable. And that means I think everything is okay.
How did we get from Grandmaster Flash, the message, to where we are now in hip-hop?
Again, you have to be logical. You know, if I know that in this hotel room they have food every day, and I'm knocking on the door every day to eat, and they open the door, let me see the party, let me see like them throwing salami all over I mean, just like throwing food around, but they're telling me there's no food in here. You know what I'm saying? Every day. I'm standing outside trying to sing my way in. You know what I'm saying? We are hungry, please let us in. We are hungry, please let us in. After about a week, that song is going to change to, we hungry, we need some food. After 2-3 weeks, it's like, you know, give me all the food, breaking out the door. And after a year, and you just like, you know what I'm saying, I'm picking the lock, coming through the door, blasting, you know what I'm saying? It's like you hungry, you reached your level, you don't want any more. We asked 10 years ago. We was asking with the Panthers. We was asking with them, you know, with civil rights movement. We was asking, you know, now those people that were asking, they're all dead and in jail. So now what do you think we're going to do? And we shouldn't be angry. And my raps that I'm rapping to my community shouldn't be filled with rage. You know what I'm saying? They shouldn't be filled with the same atrocities that they gave to me. In the media, they don't talk about it. So in my raps, I have to talk about it. And it just seems foreign because there's no one else talking about it.
Right. Well, playing devil's advocate, somebody might say, well, what does Tupac have? He's a movie star. He's got, you know, hit records. What does he have to complain about?
And I'm going to tell you. It's like being the last person alive. You know what I'm saying? After 3 days, you can't do anything. What can I do? Where can I go? There's no black neighborhood, you know what I'm saying, with black people who have the same amount of money as me. You know what I'm saying? There's richer and there's poorer. There's no just, you know, did a movie, got a little bit of money, living okay, black neighborhood. I have to be in a white neighborhood, so I don't fit in. That's hell. It's hell when you can't be around your peers. All my life I grew up around black people, poor people, but I can't live around poor people now because they'll rob me. And why would they rob me? Because they're starving, because there's no money here. But they're telling me, now that I made a little money, I have to move here. So it's not like no one's ever trying to deal with this section. They're just moving away from it. And we're going to have more stars coming from the ghetto, but they're gonna all move this way. You know what I'm saying? So it's like all the society is doing is leeching off the ghetto. They use the ghetto for their pain, for their sorrow, for their culture, for their music, for their happiness, for their movies, to talk about boys in the hood. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be another I don't want to be 50 years old at a BET We Shall Overcome Achievement Awards. You know what I'm saying? Not me. You know, I want when they see me, they know that every day when I'm breathing, it's for us to go farther. You know, every time I speak, I want the truth to come out. You know what I'm saying? Every time I speak, I want to shiver. You know, I don't want them to be like, they know what I'm going to say because it's polite. They know what I'm going to say. And even if I get in trouble, you know what I'm saying? Ain't that what we're supposed to do? I'm not saying I'm going to rule the world or I'm going to change the world, but I guarantee that I will spark the brain that will change the world. And that's our job, is to spark somebody else watching us. We might not be the ones, but let's not be selfish, and because we're not going to change the world, let's not talk about how we should change it. I don't know how to change it, but I know if I keep talking about how dirty it is out here, somebody's going to clean it up. God has cursed me to see what life should be like. If God wanted me to be this person and be happy here, he wouldn't let me feel so oppressed. He wouldn't let me feel so trampled on. I want when they see me, they know that every day when I'm breathing, it's for us to go farther.
I gotta do more than just the average man would do. I gotta set a mark that can't nobody touch. And then when I set that mark, I'm gonna make it.
What the rap audience ain't ready for is a real person. You know what I want to say, a real N.I.G.G.A.Z.
Fighting the battle that we got to fight. You know what I'm saying? If niggas want to be down, shit, it can be an all nigga thing. But if niggas don't, shit, I'll be by my motherfucking self.
I'm not finna act white just because y'all want me to act white, just because all these other motherfuckers act white when they get their papers. I'ma act very black. I'ma buy Benz because that's what niggas do. Right. You understand me? I'ma smoke weed because that's what niggas do. I'ma pack a gat because that's what niggas do. You understand me? I'ma get drunk because that's what niggas do.
There's no place that I won't go, and I feel as though if you got love and you putting out real shit, you can do that. If you kicking that shit from your heart, you can go wherever your heart wants you to go. But if you kicking that shit from the white folks' office, them white folks gonna have to bring you through the hood.
Gonna be straight up, like if I was a street person. That's how I'm coming at the whole world, and I'm being real about it. Now my next album's gonna be better and more slamming. You know what I'm saying? But at the same token, I'm gonna be even that much more potent next year. And I don't want no garbage. Anybody talk about me, anybody diss Digital Underground, they got problems because we large and we all over the country. Anybody diss us, they gonna get stomped. That's word is born, because this is money. So anybody try to take away Digital Underground's money as a whole, they got a problem. We're gonna suffocate them.
Shit, man, get that beat popping, throw them niggas on the track. You catch everybody freestyling, throw them niggas on the track. Boom, that's just the name of the song is whatever this nigga said his last word was. We do it, put it there. Then after we finish, we walk out, everybody be here and listen to it, be like, this the hook.
Nobody tell me shit till I got a sack of drugs at the block sewn up, cause I'm on the pack of gum. Do you feel me?
We go in there and lay the hook. If we don't like that hook, the nigga lay another hook, come back out here, you know, raise scratches or whatever. That'd be the song.
Practice makes perfect. You have to be diligent about what you want. You have to apply yourself. You have to motivate yourself. And you have to do it for self, by yourself. And then you can do things for other people.
I just want to move forward, y'all, for real. I'm tired of the same old. I just want to take us to the next level. I'm finna do everything. I'm finna touch every level and everything. You know what I mean? I don't want to burn out. I want to be forever, eternal. The Italians I speak about, we're really truly great men. And I find any great man, black or white, I'm gonna study him, learn it, so he can't be great to me no more. Like Machiavelli. And that's why I don't say my name's not Machiavelli. My name is Machiavelli. I took it. That's mine.
I was loving that somebody came and said, Tupac, you were a great actor. You know, you did a great part. So now I want to, you know, do that even more and do other parts. I want to do better parts. Like I want to Terminator 2 role or something different so people can really see. You know, I don't want them to be like they know what I'm going to say because it's polite.
There's no way that these people should own planes and their people don't have houses, apartments, shacks, drawers, pants.
Have you seen some of these goddamn churches lately? It's ones that take up the whole block in New York. It's homeless people out here. Why ain't God letting them stay there? Why these niggas got gold ceilings and shit? Why God need gold ceilings to talk to me? Why do God need colored windows to talk to me? Why God can't come where I'm at, where he sent me? If God wanted to talk to me in a pretty spot like that, why the hell he sent me here then?
It's a gang. We learn all our gang shit from the government. You know what I'm saying? We learn all this gun shit from the government. You know, somebody get a gun, the gov get a bigger gun. You know what I'm saying? How they gonna show us that thing we can't pick up? So I'm picking up, feel me?
Yeah. I would tell each and every person out there, don't forget about that clicking up thing, you know what I mean? Be to yourself, stay to yourself, trust nobody.
Any car I own, anywhere I go, you can check my pockets or anything is tapes, hip hop. You know, and I don't even listen to it don't gotta be the nigga that's platinum. It could be some underground tape I got from Chicago, but I'll spread that shit around, you know. I really do enjoy the music. I like that hardcore shit. I think it's good. It get me through a lot of shit, you know. It get me through a lot to know that another nigga's feeling what I feel.
This game of life is a game, and you have to play it to the fullest.
The Bridge and KRS, why is it not hip hop when I do it? Well, I mean, goddamn. Why is it suddenly a nigga tripping when I do it? Why everybody else could have a war, have beef within the music, talk about differences, and it's okay, it's music, it's hip hop, it's groundbreaking. When I do it, it's war. And that's all I'm doing. All I'm doing is saying I'm tired of you talking about where you from. And if that's what we're gonna do now, because We was doing it like hip-hop was one nation. I put more guns in East Coast niggas' hands than East Coast niggas did when they came out here. I put them niggas on the more weed gates and weed spots and safe havens and safe spots than the East Coast did. I put more rappers on than they did. I gave Biggie his first shows. I was the one that I was that bridge that niggas used to walk on to get over here. I explained it. I'm the one that told you. I'm why all these niggas run around with a gangbanger on their payroll now. Everybody know I did not commit, get shot 5 times, and I'm getting raped in jail, wompty, wompty. They just say anything to assassinate my character. What that showed me, remember this lack of a conscience when I come out. Remember this lack of mercy when I come out. Remember this lack of compassion when I come out. But now I come out, everybody want to calm down and relax and forget what you said. Niggas is hypocrites. You read where I gave my whole soul to you motherfuckers and said, yo, I'm through, I just want to chill, I just want to live life. And motherfuckers took shots from every direction. They thought that meant that I'm gay now. Here, fuck me in the ass now. So, okay, you want to see some macho shit? I'm the most macho nigga out here. I'm the most, I thought you niggas knew. I'm the most thuggish nigga out here. I have no motherfucking fear. I have no fear. Of what we did on the west side, we're gonna do it to the east side, and we're gonna prove once and for all that all these people talking about an East Coast, West Coast war, they like the Judas was to Jesus.
Murder of rapper and actor Tupac Shakur, who died last Friday the 13th after being gunned down in a drive-by following the Mike Tyson-Bruce Seldon boxing match September 7th.
On the night of September 7th, 1996, Tupac Shakur joins Suge Knight and other members of the Death Row entourage in Las Vegas to watch the heavyweight championship fight between Mike Tyson and Bruce Seldon at the MGM Grand Hotel.
It was after the Tyson fight, and Suge Knight and Tupac and several of Suge Knight's entourage were walking through the lobby. One of the guys in their entourage, his name is Trayvon Lane.
Trayvon Lane, a Blood member, spotted a person that he recognized from several months earlier as one of the persons that had assaulted him at the Lakewood Mall in California. And immediately mentioned Tupac, hey, that guy's from the Crips. He's one of the guys that jumped me from my medallion.
The Bloods and the Crips were natural enemies. They always fought against each other.
Tupac immediately charged the guy and began wailing away at him. And he was not the only person. Virtually the entire contingent of death row people were beating the guy.
The fight there in the MGM lobby ends when security begins to intervene.
The victim that was actually beaten up left the scene and didn't file a report.
Hotel security allows the man to leave without getting his full name. Just over 2 hours later, Tupac Shakur and Suge Knight are on their way to a nightclub that Suge owns called 662.
Suge was driving the car and Tupac was his passenger. They were the only persons in that car.
Behind them was death row security officers, and there were members of Tupac Shakur's band. And then there was just a row of different individuals that were in that entourage. Suge Knight and Tupac Shakur got stopped at a traffic signal at the intersection of Flamingo Boulevard and Koval. Tupac Shakur had a bulletproof vest, but he left it back in his hotel room. He's going to a club, so he just made the decision not to wear it, which was fatal.
That day was a Friday, and the reason why I know this is because we were scheduled to run the interview on 106 KMEL, and we were going to run this special, Tupac special. He died on the 13th, but he was shot days prior. So if you recall, he was, in the hospital, and we heard a lung collapse, then we heard he wasn't going to make it, then we heard, nah, he's still with us. Pac, he's strong. Everybody thought he was going to make it. We knew he'd be damaged, but we were for certain, he's going to pull through. That's Pac, man. It's Pac. Come on, man. Dude already been shot, walked out the hospital. That's Pac, man. He's our hero. Pac was an action figure to young black men coming out of the Bay. I was at the radio station. We were prepping the show, I believe, and found out that he passed away. And it was
was like a black cloud that weighed like a quilt, and it was smothering. It was like humidity everywhere. And I just started playing back the hands of time, like trying to reverse time. Like, wait, hold on, this can't be right. No, hold up, it's gonna be better after. You know how you think, oh, it's gonna be better. Give me a second, let me think about this. It's gonna be better. He's not, this is. And every time I open my eyes, it's like, nah, nothing's changed. And he died? What do you mean he died? We ran the show that night, or that interview. And so that interview became, just a collector's item, and that's one of the reasons why I never listened to it from beginning to end. I never listened to it. Like, I couldn't sit and listen to it. We played clips before. When we played the clips, I turned it down. It's hard to hear my voice next to his like that, and remembering, like yesterday, what his energy was like. This was a man full of he had so much energy, so much charisma. He cared so much about people. He had a flip side to him too. He played hard. He worked hard. He played hard. He got to experience things. I think he wanted us to live vicariously through him. It's hard to be the top of the food chain, when you're in the rap game, in the music business. He was a brilliant person. The fact that 20 years later, we talk about him like it just happened, and you can look at me looking at me sad as 20 years later is indicative of the mark, the impression he left on our lives.